Do you feel like you've had awakenings or you've become present to yourself as the awareness behind that voice in your head and around that voice in your head, but you can't stay there all the time? You'll wake up to it and then you go back to sleep and get caught up in the story of your life and then wake up again. Are you having that experience? If so, you're not alone, and this video is for you. Hi, I'm Tim Welch. This is my YouTube account, Selfless Awakening, where I ground all of this spiritual stuff. And the spiritual stuff I'm grounding today is some really cool stuff. This is the next level evolution of where we are all heading. And as we awaken, we figure out really quickly that it becomes something that opens up more and more in your day-to-day. You find you have awareness of yourself and you become present to the voice in your head, and you're walking in the bathroom and you're brushing your teeth and you're like, wow, I can hear every word that the voice is saying. Boy, I'm so aware. Like, you have these awakenings, and then you go to work or you get on the subway and you go back to sleep and you realize like your mind has been wandering in a negative way, just like bitching and complaining, and you were letting it go for 30 minutes and you weren't even present to it happening. And then you wake up, you're like, oh my God. And you feel, your body feels gross and you're like, I feel like somebody's been complaining and I didn't even know about it. Like, it's like you went back to sleep. That happens. And that still happens to me. It happens less and less, I have to say. Because of these things I'm going to tell you that I do throughout the day that help me, I want to share the things that work for me, and maybe you can try it and see if it works for you, okay? So here's what I do. Here are two concepts to help you once you've awakened, okay? The first concept is, what you want to do is set up what I call this super cheesy name. I love it, but it's so catchy the way it flows that maybe it will help you remember to do it. You need to set up what I call meditation way stations, okay? Think of a way station as like a little stopping point, right? You need to set up in your day moments where it's not just the morning. Like if you have a morning routine, woohoo, that's amazing. That's huge. That's one of the most incredible things you can do to have a great life. And there's more, all right? We want to be able to take that presence and that bliss and that awareness out of the morning routine and be able to move it into other parts of the day. Now, it's a very hard task to take it and be able to just go all the way into your day with it, at least in the beginning. The mind is too strong usually. So what you want to do is just set up these little anchors. And for me, with the nature of my schedule, I've set up my anchors. I have in the morning time. I have a long session in the morning. Then I have one in the early afternoon, usually like 1:30 or 2 o'clock. I'll sit down, I'll get quiet, I'll tap into myself as the awareness of itself. I'll look to see if any emotional things have collected throughout the morning, and just do a little check-in, little breathing, and just kind of come back to center sometime in the later part of the day. Then I do one more later on in the evening, and I usually do that after the work's done, before bedtime. It's best to do just a little bit later. You're winding down, to sit down and get into those, shift your brain waves over, and just get to a place where you're identified with the stillness and the peace. Those three, if you can build three into your day, you're going to have a whole different experience, because what happens is the stress, the unconsciousness of the world, especially if you're living in a city and you're walking by and there's advertising, people talking to you, and you're bumping into someone here, and then they're like, hey, do you need this? And blah, blah, blah. Like, it's a playground for the mind to get distracted and for you to go unconscious, right? And you can't beat yourself up, by the way, if you do go unconscious. This is part of the game. This is part of our human experiences. Wake up, go to sleep, wake up, stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. Oh, I went to sleep. Oh, but you can't take it too seriously, okay? So, where was I? Way stations, yeah. When you're setting these way stations, it's very important to actually do it, right? And I'm telling you, it's harder than you think, especially if you're at work and you're on your lunch break and you've got an hour, and you're reeling maybe from a conversation you had in the morning, and you need to go sit, and you're like, okay, I need to eat, I need to do this, but maybe I could grade my things, or I just want to eat and have my coffee and scroll through Instagram. I want to numb out. I don't want to be present. I don't feel like meditating right now. The voice in your head is not going to feel like doing the lunch meditation or the evening one. It's not going to want to do it. But once you train this in behavior, once you train this behavior into your day to day, it won't kick and scream as much anymore because it will be used. It'll be used to you having it. It'll be used to that. This is what happens at this time in the day. Okay, so you have to really hold on to that time. Like it'll be a good week or two before the voice in your head will kind of soften a bit and allow you to do it. At least that's my experience. So you set up these stations, right? And you sit down and you get quiet and you meditate. And you get really still and become centered. And breathe. I recommend doing breathing. I do the Wim Hof breathing. You do 30 breaths and then you let it hold and then 30 again. I'll tell you, it's the greatest way to get inside of your meditations, your way stations, to get in there and cleanse and really reset your body to get back to a place of neutrality. Because throughout the day, all of this stuff accrues, all of the comments, all of the little thoughts that you had that you didn't look at that had a little itch, a little sting on them. They all collect up, and then you'll notice in your body 2 hours, 3 hours into your morning, you're like, oh my God, I'm so tight. Why am I so tight? Well, you got yelled at twice. You forgot to email somebody. Your pants are uncomfortable. Like, things are building up. You have to get to a place where throughout the day, it's too much to wait a whole day. I can tell you that's it for me. Like, if I really want to be cleansed and I want to be free and peaceful, these 3 dedicated times throughout the day just to check in are really important. And the middle day one is usually the one that is the hardest to do or hardest to feel that you want to give time to it, because the day is rolling. The mind has projects, there's things to be done. And that's the hardest one to do, but that's the most important one to do, because that's a long stretch of being unconscious from your morning meditation to your night bedtime meditation. That's when all the stuff's happening. That's when you want to be conscious the most, is throughout the day, right? So it's really important, that middle one, all right? Next thing, this is the next part of how to stay connected throughout the day, other than just anchoring 3 points throughout the day, all right? Here's what you do. If you already do have a morning meditation routine or a morning practice at all, take 5 minutes of that morning routine and sit and get still and tap into the awareness and ask yourself, where in my daily routine would I like to have presence that I normally don't? Where in my daily routine would I like to have an identification of that awareness that I am, that makes me feel okay no matter what's happening, that I normally don't have? So what we do, then what you do with that information is, that's going to be your homework for a whole week, is that one daily thing that you do. Brushing your teeth. It could be taking a shower. It could be that you do yoga, but your mind wanders when you do yoga. Or just pick one activity that you're going to be super present in, that you're going to be super zoomed out in. And if you don't know how to access that yet, that's something different. Okay, this is for those of you, then I got to talk to you differently. This is for those of you that do understand awakening, are able to access it, but you just don't do it. You don't feel that you're present as much throughout the day as maybe you would like to be, right? Okay, so you've got your way stations you're setting up. You're having you're having one new thing each week, one new daily thing that you're going to try to wake up in. So like, let's say this week, it's from Monday to Monday, your whole goal is to be super present when you're brushing your teeth. It's like, I'm just so aware, I'm going to feel every tooth. I'm going to taste the toothpaste. I'm aware of the way my toothbrush feels. I'm aware of the awareness behind it all, experiencing it. Like, you make that's like your one big goal, is to wake up in a daily activity, okay? Last thing I'll say, similar to that one that I can recommend you do, pick a thing that happens maybe once a week, okay? Because we have these cycles of things that we do. We have our daily stuff we do every day. We have stuff we do every week. Maybe you go to a yoga class on Mondays and Wednesdays, or maybe you go to the gym on Fridays, or you eat lunch with this person every Tuesday or whatever. Like if you can find something that's not a daily thing, but it's something that you do regularly, but just not on a daily schedule, something every couple days or something once a week. And then aim for that, aim for another place that you would like to be present in. So you're basically just setting your intention in the morning for the places you'd like to wake up in. It's almost like lucid dreaming a little bit, where you put, one of the things with lucid dreaming is you're supposed to put a little indicator somewhere on your body and then ask yourself several times throughout the day, am I awake? It's basically the same exact thing we're doing here, is we're trying to find ways to trigger ourselves to wake up so that we don't get caught in the incessant stream of negative monkey mind chatter that our minds can do, right? Okay, so there you go. You've got a couple ideas there. Meditation way stations. You've got the daily, find one daily thing each week that you'd like to wake up in, that you do, that's in your routine. And pick a weekly thing too. So those are some strategies to help you with staying present more throughout the day. I hope that helps. Subscribe if you like what I'm talking about. Click the little notification so you can stay up to date with these videos, and leave any comments or questions or observations if there's any videos that you would like me to shoot, or any observations you have about this topic, or strategies that I didn't mention here that you think are really good to mention too. Okay? Sending you all a lot of love. From the awareness that is me to the awareness that is you. Have a beautiful day.